My first experience meeting God was in fourth grade. My mom sent me to a Christian school, and so going to school from fourth grade through high school, I learned a lot about God through Bible study, Bible classes, and at that point, I had a hard time kind of understanding who God was, and so I had a very unclear and incomplete picture of really who God was. And so I imagined him being this very far away, very big, very judging God who was very much performance based. That because of my limited understanding, that if I did well, if I did the right things and good things, he would be pleased with me and he would love me. But if I did bad, then I would no longer be his child. So I spent a lot of years being very, very guilty. Some years later, I had heard a teaching, not that it was a correct teaching, but I had heard a teaching that said that for a lot of people, they transpose their earthly father onto God. And however their earthly father is basically how they view God. And at first I thought that was ridiculous, that I don't believe that at all. And then as time went on and the more I looked at it, the more I thought about it, some of it made sense. There were some attributes about my father that I realized I had actually imposed on the Lord. The idea that he was performance-based, because that's how my dad was. It was very much, if I did good and I pleased him, then I was in good standing with him, but when I did wrong, I would easily be disowned. So that's ended up how it did end up viewing God. Of course, many years later, once my pursuit of Christ and Christianity became real, and I was really, really looking to find out who God was, the picture started to become more complete. The more I spent time with him, the more I read my Bible, the more I went to Bible studies, the more I volunteered, and as I was in church and I really began to actually spend time with him, getting to know him, I began to see the actual characteristics and attributes and the nature of God and how very loving he was, that he wasn't judgmental, he wasn't condemning, and in no way was his love for me performance-based. There's nothing I could have done that would have earned his love, nothing I could have done that would have caused him to stop loving me, and that was what I found out. But because of that, because of learning who he was, and because of the understanding that, yes, I did have to walk with him, and yes, I did have to live my life the best that I could as a Christ follower, but who he became was a God who loved me, who wanted a relationship with me, and his love for me had nothing to do with how good I was doing. It was very different than that.